So by the end of this video, you will know my 5 top tips for making your first £1,000 on Etsy. Hi everyone, my name is Steph. If this is the first time you're visiting my channel, hi, welcome. Go check out my other videos. I give you so much information on Etsy and tips and tricks and all those lovely things. So if you don't know who I am, I've been selling on Etsy full time since 2016. I love it. It's the best job in the world and I'm essentially here to help you do the same. Oh, it's got bright all of a sudden. So I started Etsy in April 2016. In the first 4 months, I had made my first £1,000 on Etsy. And I'm here to tell you my 5 top tips. Now, obviously, Etsy has changed a little bit since then. There's more sellers on there, it's more crowded, the algorithm has changed a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you my 5 top tips that would definitely be relevant today. Because I think it's all well and good people telling you exactly what you have to do. But if they do that, then you're not actually learning yourself. And when Etsy sales get slow, which they will do, when they get slow, you won't actually know where to go back to, what tips to revisit, what things to improve upon. It comes from the old saying of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I'm here to essentially teach you to drink. The worst analogy ever. So my tip number 1 is you have to focus. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you have to set goals. What do you want your Etsy shop to look like? We know that you want to make £1,000 or $1,000, but how are you going to do it? What do you want your Etsy shop to look like? What products do you want to make? How is that £1,000 going to change your life? I want you in this step to essentially visualize what your business, because that's what you're going to be making, is a business, not just an Etsy shop, but a handmade business. What do you want it to actually look like? So a really fantastic tip is to go into Pinterest, start making a dream board, or even better, which I love because I love a good crafty project, even better is to print out pictures yourself, get a giant cork board and just start cutting and pinning them on this board. And this board can have anything from the car of your dreams to the house of your dreams. You can set goals big, but also remember when you're first starting out, it would be a really fantastic idea to take screenshots of Etsy shops that you love and put them on your dream board. Because I'm a big believer, if they can do it or if anyone can do it, you can do it. And I feel like this is an area that gets neglected, especially when you first start your Etsy shop, because you're excited about it, you genuinely believe, and you know, I have seen this happen before, but 9 times out of 10, you don't throw up items on Etsy and start making £1,000 in the first kind of week or so, because your Etsy shop is still new. You have to gain Etsy's trust, if you like, and essentially get your shop to rank. Just go drink my coffee. So basically, when I say this, this is a really important step I think that you have to do before you even start, because if you don't know what you want your Etsy shop to be like, or how you envision your life being after you start this Etsy shop, then you're not going to have any path to go on. It's like getting in your car and not knowing where you're going. You're best to have a sat nav to tell you where you're going to go, and your goals are your sat nav. And also, I don't mean like go really vague and go, well, I want to make lots of money, job done, because you need to be specific. The whole law of attraction thing is a bit woo-woo. I will talk about it in another video, absolutely, but basically where your focus goes, energy flows. So you have to focus on the thing that you want. So you want to make £1,000, fantastic, but how are you going to make it? What products do you have? How many sales of these products do you need to make that £1,000? So make sure that you're specific as you can be. You know, I've got a car on my dream board out there. I know the model, I know the color. I've even printed out a picture and photoshopped what my private number plate would be on that car. That's how specific I want you to be. So another fantastic way to do this as well is, for example, do you want to take your kids to Disneyland, let's say? Just completely an example plucked out of midair, but put pictures of your favorite rides that are there. Put pictures of the food that you want to eat. Put pictures up of the souvenirs you're gonna buy. Put pictures up even of the plane. I've got a Virgin first class like cabin plane on my dream board, so that every time I see it, it reminds me that one day I'm going to go on that plane and I'm not going to be scared because I have a fear of flying. But anyway, that's off topic. So all in all, I am firm, 100,000% believer that if you are specific enough with your goals and you push enough for it, you will achieve them. So make sure that your goals are genuinely your goals. Don't just make £1,000 because you've seen a handbag that you want last week. No, I mean real deep goals. Essentially, you have to find your why and what's your driving force. Driving forces are usually emotional. They're usually something that gets you right here, you know, like, so if you want to make money to buy your her dream retirement home, you know, that's something that it stays with you every single day through the good times and through the bad times, because when you have an Etsy business or a handmade business in general, there will be hard times, but your why will keep you going. But enough about goals. I think I've driven the point home. Let's move on to tip number 2, which is you need to learn, you need to get learning, you need to invest in yourself. You can't just expect to throw up an Etsy shop online and not know what you're doing and make sales, because you need to know what you're doing, you need to invest in yourself. There's so many genres of skills that come into having your own handmade business or business in general, but if you don't invest in working on these skills, you are essentially stuck and your competition will just overtake you. So where's the best places that I get learning? Well, I look on YouTube a lot. I look on YouTubers that have free downloads and things, and I download them, I read them, I make the effort. You know, these guys have written these things for you. Yes, they want your email address in exchange, but at the end of the day, they've written something of value to you. So what I would say is to go through YouTube, look at all the YouTube videos that you can, binge watch. I'll link a playlist at the end or down below of my YouTube videos. You can watch mine, you can get to know me. I'm very raw, I'm very honest, so that might be great for some of you, it might not. So basically, yeah, go and find some Etsy YouTubers or type in the specific skill that you want to learn about. So let's say you want to learn about photography. So Google it, YouTube it, watch videos. These people are giving you free information that will be of value to you. And I can't tell you the amount of things that I've learned I've actually got quite good in by just literally watching YouTube videos or reading blog posts or all of the above. So for example, I've actually just written this, which is 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop. 74 pages of information. It's essentially a workbook that works you through how to open up a really fantastic Etsy shop that is capable of making full-time sales or making a full-time income online. And this is free. I've written it for you because I love you guys so much. Click the link below to get it. It's amazing. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm so proud of it. The best thing about cheat sheets and workbooks and lists and things of that nature is that you learn all of the information. It compiles it into a list. Now, obviously, give yourself enough time, a year maybe, of solidly watching YouTube videos, and you could probably learn the information that's in these workbooks then. But the fact of it is that who has time for that? How do you know that people are giving you the right information? There are a lot of people out there that give you their opinion and kind of state it as fact. Also, an honourable mention, Udemy, their courses are fantastic. Udemy is U-D-E-M-Y, I hope I spelled that right. I'll link it below. Udemy are fantastic for just picking up really cheap courses, again, where all the information that you need to know is compiled into a video course. The instructors there are amazing. I've taken probably 4 or 5 Udemy courses, including one to teach me how to play guitar, which I can now do. So I am not musical at all, so if that gives you any idea of how good these courses are, they are literally fantastic. So go and check them out. Any skill that you want to learn, whether it's Facebook ads, photography, SEO, anything you want to learn, just make sure that you put the time and effort into learning it and don't just wing it, because that's the quickest way for your Etsy shop not to get found and you to just give up. So mentioning SEO, tip number 3 is SEO. Now, SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization, It seems daunting, it seems boring, it is a little bit boring. I shouldn't say that, but I find it a bit dull at times. I'm like you guys out there, I want to be making things, I want to be talking to customers, I want to be in the trenches, but sometimes I do have to spend a good week or two sat behind my laptop screen, essentially changing keywords. But it's very important, and sorry, I needed that. And it can seem daunting at times, and I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's how your Etsy shop essentially gets found. And it's really important that you get found, because you make amazing products, and I'd hate for you to put them up there and no one can physically find them because they're not ranking. I can go into my way or version of doing SEO in another video. Comment below if you want that video, but a great rule of thumb is to make sure that you accurately describe what it is that you're selling. So many times I've typed in, let's say, unicorn necklace and unicorn notepads, headbands, plastic cups. All these types of things come up because people are trying to essentially hack the system. If you're trying to hack the system, that's not good for your shop. Customers aren't going to click on your listing. Your conversion rate is just going to go. So you can't trick Etsy. You used to be able to many years ago. You can't now. So yeah, as I said, accurately describe what it is that you're selling. It will benefit you so much more in the long run. Use also, a fantastic tip is use gifting words. So in my workbook, actually, I go through the process that I use. I break it down, but essentially I go to Pinterest first and I start researching ways that I wouldn't actually be aware of when people are searching for my product. So in the workbook, I essentially go through myself opening up a shop, pretend, but I basically walk you through it. So the bath bomb shop, which is the example that I use in the workbook, is I go onto Pinterest and I type in bath bombs. Now, when you type in bath bombs, it comes up with bath bomb gift sets, bath bombs for new mum, bath bombs for expectant mums. These are all gifting words that I wouldn't even have known about. You know, obviously those searches are popular, therefore there is a need for that product in the market. Another fantastic tool is the Etsy search bar. It's where people are actually searching for the items that they want. So use it, start typing in a search. What it will do is it will pop down, it will auto-populate in a little box. So you can also look at what auto-populates and pick out the words, and you get a really good idea of what people are searching for in that moment. Tip number 4, are we on number 4? Yeah, tip number 4 is invest the time. Oh, there's so many people out there that I know personally as well that have made something and it's been fantastic, and I've been like, wow, you have talent, you are amazing, why don't you open up an Etsy shop? There are so many people out there that put it on the back burner for a few months and they wait until they're short of cash 1 month, open up an Etsy shop, expecting it to make the cash that they need in a month or 2 or even a few weeks, and that just isn't feasible. It's not something that you can just throw up and not put much effort into it and expect to make sales. It's something that you invest the time in, you put the effort in, you focus on it, and it will reward you, but it might take a bit of time. It might take a while. My advice is, if you're looking to make a quick buck, making a handmade business isn't for you. Opening up an Etsy shop isn't for you. You can't make a quick buck, and I think if you attempt to, you'll be tempted to kind of cut corners. And I've seen Etsy shops where they started to cut corners more and more and more. They end up breaking some of Etsy's rules and policies and they get their shop shut down, and that's that. You can't open up another shop. So don't spoil this amazing chance that you have. Make sure you do it right the first time. Guys, I have to apologise for the lighting situation. It's a really sunny, really windy, cloudy day. So it's just like cloud, sun. So I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, tip number 5 is inventory. You have to make sure that you have enough inventory in your shop. I don't mean enough inventory to make allowances for the sales that you have. or what you get. What I mean is you can't expect to be found on Etsy if you only have 10 to 50 products in your shop. Believe me, I've tried to rank for 100 products. It's more difficult. The less products you have, the more difficult it is. On the flip side, the more products you have, the easier it is to get found and get visits. And visits, if your conversion rate is 1%, 1.5%, 2%, you will get sales. Invest some time, spend some time, and spend some money on getting the supplies that you need, working it up, and making as much inventory or as many listings as you can. That's also where the SEO aspect comes in, because you can then use different keywords on these different listings. So then you have a build up, if you like, in your stats after a month or two of keywords that work for your shop, and that is honestly, that's liquid gold. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry the lighting's been a bit iffy, it's just one of those things, but I hope you got some value from this. If you did, leave a comment below, like this video, share it, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when I make new videos, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.